Today's video, we are going to talk about the raise to first page CPC option in Google Ads when you go to and edit max CPC bids in your keywords or keywords menu. I'm going to explain what the heck this is and why it's actually ultra important to use to get the right amount of response from your Google Ads that you just launched. Get traction up and going as quickly as possible. To tell you right off the bat, I use this on every single campaign that I run. When I do say every single campaign, I am not embellishing anything here. Every campaign that I run, I use this option. So if you don't know what this option is, you stumble upon this particular video as you just are a regular subscriber to the channel, you want to pay attention to this because I'm sure you'll have a new campaign you'll run at some point. This will get you up and going quicker then. So with that, I will go through what this is, like I said, best options for using it, how to get the most advantage out of it, why it's better than other options to effectively do the same thing, get your ads ramped up as quickly as possible. So first of all, the raise to first page CPC, what this is and what it does, effectively it just makes sure that your ads are supposed to be running on Google for your keyword. There's also obviously a couple ads at the bottom of Google, if you weren't aware. It'll make sure, or the idea is that it makes sure that you show up on the first page for your keywords, making sure your bids are high enough on each keyword, or for each keyword, that you will show up on the first page here. So, and you'll actually, of course, know if your bids are too low, assuming you're using Manual CPC bidding or Manual CPC with enhanced CPC option selected bidding. Your keywords are not high enough to show up on the first page because under the keyword status, it will actually say bid too low, not able to show up on first page, or I might not be worded this word for word correctly. That's essentially it. It shows up in orange under the keyword status versus black eligible, and as a little bit of a push to get you to spend more money on that keyword so it will show up on the first page. So it's not a money grab per se. It is very useful. That is, if you don't bid higher on this keyword, it is not going to get shown on the first page of Google. Therefore, you're effectively not going to get any keyword or any clicks on it. It may show up on the second, third page, or whatever, but effectively that doesn't matter. And anymore, there is no second, third page. It's just after the first after the first 6 ads, if you were to keep scrolling, technically it might show up later on down the list, but effectively it's not. You might as well just say it's not showing at all at that point in time for you. So what you want to do when you launch a campaign for the first time, because what you ultimately do is we'll just say if you're like me, you set some sort of kind of arbitrary bidding. Well, let me take a step backwards here. You should always start out with manual bidding when you launch a campaign. Why is that? Because it's going to help you get your ads up and going as quickly as possible. With no data behind your campaign, smart bidding a lot of times won't even get your ads off the ground at all. You may run your ads a little bit and then down to 0 impressions, your ads are not going to show. So what you want to do is use manual bidding until you get at least 30 conversions or so that the algorithm has some conversion data to look at to actually run your ads effectively. And so with that, you want to start with manual bidding. And if you were to start with manual bidding, you've got to have a bid for each keyword. And ultimately, your bid for that keyword, you'll have to set an arbitrary amount. Even if you were to go into the Google keyword tool and search for your keywords, what your keyword bid should pretty much be. There's the high range and low range. That high range, by the way, is what you're going to pay starting out, or should pay starting out, if you're going to select a bid to pay attention to. Because that low range is only after a long period of time, a few hundred clicks on a keyword, and having the best ad, the best landing page for the search results for that keyword compared to the other people advertising for that same keyword, which should be always obviously your goal to get to that, and can if you just put a tiny bit of effort, because most people put almost no effort. It really isn't that hard to get that. It just takes some time for the algorithm to recognize it. But if you were to put your default bid as that, what it says is the high range for that particular keyword, what you're going to run into a lot of times is you launch the campaign, and assuming you did that for every keyword, what you'll find out a lot of times is like 10, 20, 30% of your keywords are still going to say bid too low, sorry, ain't going to show unless you bid higher. And if you're like me, you run single keyword ad groups, lots and lots of keywords in there, because that gets you by far the best results. And if you just do that one thing, you'll be in position to have the best ad, the best landing page in your space, or effectively just by itself, but at least the best ad in terms of click-through rate, because you're going to have a laser targeted ad for that keyword. So when they search for cheapest plumbing service Dallas, and you have an ad that is exactly that, cheapest plumbing service Dallas in the ad, when you have 4 ads to choose from at the top of Google, you're going to pick the ad that says exactly what you typed in at 3 times the rate than the other ads are going to get in terms of a click-through rate. Which gives you that, half of what you pay per click is down to that click-through rate by itself, half is coming down to that, like basically your conversion rate on the landing page you're taking them to. So anyway, with that said, right away, before there's any data on the campaign, just putting your default bid as what Google recommends in the Google keyword tool, it's not going to get shown. 10, 20, 30% of the keywords are going to be too low to get any traction. And if you were to leave it, then those keywords are just not going to get any traction. Technically, if you were to leave it, eventually, if your keywords that are getting traction, if the stats are good on the click-through rate and the conversion rate, eventually the keywords that it says your bid's too low will actually stop showing that. Because Google uses the keyword or the performance of other keywords in that campaign to influence what it thinks that, or recommending the bid or requiring the bid to be on other keywords to have no data on it. If you take this a step further, other campaigns in your account that you've ran in the past influence what you have to pay on a new campaign starting out on a keyword level as well, because there's like an unsaid rule in Google Ads, which is there's an account level quality score. So in other words, which is why you don't want to half-ass anything about what, in terms of Google Ads and what you're doing with it, because what you do today is going to influence other campaigns in the future. Your goal should be to do everything with your full ass at the beginning. So when you launch a new thing in the future, it gets ramped up as quick as possible, and you get the rock bottom cost per click as quick as possible, and a decent one at the beginning right away, because Google assumes that everything you did with your full ass here is, you did everything here you did with your full ass, so you're probably going to do everything here with a full ass. Versus the opposite, it's going to assume, well, you did everything half-assed before, you're going to do everything half-assed now. And when they think you're going to do a half-assed job, whether you're a new advertiser or been doing a bad job in the past, in terms of your ads having a good relevancy, so you get a good click-through rate and a good conversion rate, they're going to charge you a bunch per click. They're going to give you very little traffic for the keywords and the people that are searching for the things you want to show up for. And then more importantly, a lot of people, nobody really talks about this, they give you the shittiest quality traffic as well, because that keyword, you think you either show up for a keyword or not, no. They actually are going to sub-segment the people who search for the keyword that you're targeting on a keyword by keyword basis. And the people, they pretty well know which of those people that search for those keywords you're bidding on are going to convert versus not, because they're paying attention to every person who searches under that keyword forever. And they see, such as what they've searched for and did before they made that search, to know if that person's serious or not. And the guy that's been around a long time and did a good job helping their users, they give most of that good traffic directly to them. You, the new guy, is probably going to be there for 2 months and gone, because 90% of people are like that. If you just pay attention to people that are running ads in your niche long enough, you'll see people in and out, exactly like I say. They're just going to give them the poor quality traffic as a whole. Because why not? Basically, you're going to be gone in 2 months anyway, so why not? And what you want to do, you got to get to the other side of that equation, where Google's now your favorite, or their favorite, versus you're the sucker, essentially. If it's going to work, make it worth it. And then at least you're just the sucker for a period of time until you've proven to them you're a good quality advertiser, and then on the other side, now you start making the money, the real money. So anyway, like I was explaining before, if you do a good job, then the required bid to get shown on the first page is going to be lower initially on the new campaigns and new keywords you have. And if a keyword is requiring too much of a bid to get shown on the first page, you could simply sit tight, take the keywords that are requiring a lesser bid, give it enough time for your ads to run on those keywords to show to the algorithm that Google has that determines who gets shown and for what price, that you're getting good click-through rates and good conversion rates. Then the keywords that are requiring maybe like $100 per click get shown on the first page, because sometimes they arbitrarily like want a shitload of money for certain keywords to get shown on the first page. It really only took $30 once some of the other keywords start performing that you let run first, if you will. So with that said, after you launch a campaign though, you should go to and select all your keywords and click edit, then go to change max CPC bids, which is where you get to this raise to first page CPC option, if you didn't know it already, and then click raise bids to first page CPC. That'll get all your keywords to a minimum bid to get shown on the first page. And then based upon, like I said before, how good of a job you do as an advertiser, click-through rate wise and conversion rate wise, the amount that you have to bid to get it on the first page might go up or down, depending on whether you do above or below average compared of all the people that are advertising on those keywords in your space already. Because you see, by the way, you see 4 people at the top of Google advertising on your keywords. Really, in competitive markets, there's like 8 to 10 people cycling in and out of those 4 spots. And the cumulative results in terms of click-through rate and conversion rate that they'll all get will dictate whether it's going to cost more or less to get shown on the first page moving forward based upon your results. So if you're doing below average, it's going to cost more to be on the first page in the future. If you're doing better than average of all the people that are fighting and cycling in and out of those ad spots for your keywords, it's going to take less money. You want to get to the good side, or the other side of that equation, where you're going to actually pay less over time, not more. Because generally, if you pay the high range on the Google keyword tool of what it suggests for a click, unless you have a really good back end to your business where you're really squeezing a lot out of each customer or client that you're getting through Google Ads, it's probably not going to make money. You, for the most part, 80% of the time, unless you're going to pay on the low range, you're not going to get a sufficient ROI. So I'm just warning you up front, either come heavy with your Google Ads in your strategy to get be at least in the top 20% in terms of your niche's click-through rate and the conversion rate, or don't come at all and you spend your money doing something else. But for how easy it is for you to be in that top 20%, there's no reason not to be if you just follow the systems that I teach on this channel, which is single keyword ad groups, where you have an ad that matches the keyword, and you don't just use 10 keywords, you use like 300 to go after every possible niche variation of your keywords that people search for, and you have a hand-picked, presumably, and probably a laser-targeted landing page where the headline matches what they typed in as well, so that what they type in is what they see on the ad, is what they see on the landing page. Even for e-commerce, this makes sense, because you can have a landing page where you take the keyword they typed in, that you know they're going to type in, put it in the search bar, hit return, get a search results page where the search results page has a custom tailored search result just for that type of inquiry, and says, search results for, and then they'll see their name of what they typed into Google right there on the page. It's going to convert at the highest rate possible for you as well. Nobody wants to do this work in most industries. 99% of people aren't doing this one simple thing that anybody could do to be in the top 20% every time. So just do this. You don't have to be, so it's not a matter of how to do it. It's whether you want to do it or not. It's up to you. If you do it, yes, it's a lot of work. You aren't going to get your full return for a while. But over the next 10 years, your ads are going to produce and produce and produce and produce and produce. You make a ton of money in the long run doing this, letting the algorithm figure out that you have a really good click-through rate, conversion rate, which they're always just looking for those 2 things. Everything comes down to that. You can have better click-through rate, better conversion rate than all your competition to make a ton of money. So that's what they're looking for. They want to send as much traffic as possible to those people. That encourages people to come back to Google and click on ads in the future. So you can either work against Google or with them. It's up to you. Work against them, probably not going to make any money, and that's the way Google wants it. They want the guy who's going to, work with quarter ass, get the hell out of there. But they always will let new guys come in and see to challenge the existing incumbent advertisers that are already on Google, nip at their heels. So that's what I like about the system. They give everybody a chance. You do a shitty job, you're gone. Or they price you out, and if you do a great job, they push the guy that they used to love out of the way for you. So, anyway, depending on how you've done with your ads in the past, or whatnot, what they want you to pay to be on the first page for that, not on first page warning to go away on all your keywords may be too high for certain keywords for your liking. Because like what we'll commonly see here is we have to pay like 20 bucks a click for most of the keywords to have that warning, not on first page warning to go away. Some keywords, they'll want you to pay like $125 a click. And it is somewhat clear because it'll be like a more specific term. So like if we're talking about water damage restoration, where like if your basement's flooded, service comes out, pumps it all out. If the term is like 24/7 flood water extraction, super specific, therefore that person's way more likely to convert than water restoration company that may be just doing some research potentially, or at least there's some percentage there just doing research. Therefore the market demand for that keyword and showing up for that keyword is higher, therefore the cost per click is naturally going to be higher because it is a bidding system still at the foundation of what Google Ads is at the end of the day. For some reason though, they charge such an astronomical amount more than other keywords. It doesn't clearly make sense why this keyword's 5 times the expense or cost, I should say, of most of the rest of the keywords that, yes, probably convert less, but not 5 times less. So you may want to use the option along with raise bids to first page CPC that shows up next to it when you do this, max bid limit. Put a max bid limit of, if most of the keywords you see is taking like a 20 buck cost per click, put the max bid limit 50 bucks. Those keywords that it takes 100 bucks to show up on the first page, you sit tight on, you come back to them later. And like I said, if you do a good job, you set your ads up right, get the highest click-through rate in your niche, highest conversion rate in your niche, then it won't take 100 bucks anymore 3 months from now. It'll actually, if you come back and check it later, it's running. Whereas it took $120 a click to get it running before when you first started the campaign. Now it really only takes 30 because you've earned your keep on Google Ads. Proved to the algorithm you have the best ads in your niche. So, but anyway, that's as much as I can really tell you about this. If you liked the video, you should give it a like and consider subscribing, as I have a ton of other content on this channel that'll help you make millions of dollars, literally speaking, with your ads. Coming from somebody who just does ad strategy all day long for dozens of clients, works on and in dozens of ad accounts on Google, Facebook. This is the only thing I do, and the stuff that works legitimately, I give to you on this channel on a silver platter for free. A lot of people are paying thousands of dollars a month to access. Furthermore, I give you the stuff, of course, that doesn't work. This information is rare on YouTube because most people who talk about PPC on YouTube are YouTubers. They're not ad strategists. They're not in the trenches doing actual ad strategy. They're not. Therefore, the information is bogus. So if you're going to pay attention to anything, this is the channel, I promise you, has got the best information on it if you want to get serious about making money with ads. I don't tell you what you want to hear on this channel, I'll tell you what works. So with that said, you should subscribe. If you like my channel, you'll like my blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog. You'll also find information coming from myself. There's a lot of visuals there that I don't provide on this channel that you can see if you like that kind of content. Furthermore, I also got a column over at entrepreneur.com. You can follow my work there as well. If you are looking for an ad strategist / advertising firm that can get you results on your accounts, Google, Facebook, whatever you're running online. This is exactly what we do here. You get to work with me directly on your stuff as I do all the ad strategy at my firm. With that, we also are unique. Nobody else offers a guaranteed service. That is, we promise you a certain amount of sales lift on your ad accounts before you have to pay a fee at all, and that is without raising ad spend. So we're not pulling any gimmicks here. We legitimately have to provide more profitability on your account before we even ask for a fee. The catch is you have to have something great that we know we can get great results on if we're going to take you on. But if you want to see if we can work together and get an estimate of how much sales lift we can get you up front, certainly you should reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com. We're more than happy to provide you that kind of an estimate and like a free consultation on the phone to talk about what you're doing. And so guaranteedppc.com is where you can get that assessment if you want, if you're into it, if you like it. As a side though, if you are looking for results, don't like to work with ad firms. A lot of people want to just manage their own stuff, I understand. However, we've worked in your space before. We've worked in over 100 spaces before. You should simply take the ad templates we developed for your market already, that many times we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop the results in that market for a client in that market, and you can simply copy and paste the results we've got in your ad account in terms of the ads, the landing pages, all of it that we've developed for your market. As long as you're not in the same geographic territory as our current or past client, it's all fair game. You can use the exact same thing in your own market. Of course, when we're talking about e-commerce, it could just simply mean you're in a different country. Most people only run their e-commerce business in one country. Well, you can use that same setup in another country, selling the same thing. It's turnkey money. If you're trying to start another business, this is the easiest way to start a business. Just a template that already works for that market, because obviously the hardest thing in business to do is find out how to get the ads to work. That's why ad people like me make so much money, effectively, if you will. So anyway, if you're interested in that type of thing, you can reach out to me at Guaranteed PPC. I'll tell you what templates we have in what markets, what results we've got with those, in what markets we've got templates in, and we sell those templates for you to use for a one-time fee. So whether you're doing it for your own market, want to start a new business, want to start a passive income business, taking our templates to generate leads like we've had people do, and then sell the leads to people as a part of a passive income business idea, which is pretty much the most passive income business idea you can come up with, truly, legitimately, and I'm not just saying that. You can reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com and I'll tell you what we got. But with that said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was educational for you.